Zen, hi. You want to say hi? Yeah, go in your box. Good boy. You can chill over there. Oh, what you got? Little present? Ah. Yeah, everybody, so I'd like to say I refresh my spirit, and I like to give people strength and courage, you know, basically how to really help people. That's what you need to do. Refresher of the spirit. Whether you live in a comic book or it's real, you never know. But we gotta stay grounded. And we gotta say, and you take care of your family. You take care of your dog. Take care of yourself. Work on yourself. You give other people strength and courage. Cheers, everybody. Isn't that great? Zen is just chilling. That's what he needs to do. He's sleeping. He's not barking. He's shitting and pissing outside. He's not biting. He's a good dog. He's cuddly. Licking is okay, but anything with his teeth, no. And you know, sometimes I scroll through YouTube and I see what other people are producing, and I think, you know, it's great. But at the other side, you know, how videos are produced, and this is why I love Zen Atman, you know. Introduced me to the live streams, and you know, cutting videos, from my perception, like, do you think in life you can cut something? In life, or when something is live? It's like, oh, it's a show, you know? Like, you can't make up things, you know? It's like, oh, we say this, but then we cut that out, and we produce this video to do what? You know, like, okay, you want to sell some products, you want to get some finance income, I think that's great. But on the other hand, like, what are you really trying to tell people? Like, hey, you take this product and you feel like this, and you feel like that, and we can fix that with this product. Like, ain't that what people are trying to do? So what is the actual thing? Give people strength and courage and power, and show people maybe alternatives. Like, I was on that piss train really hard, fell on my face, and figured out, okay, I mean, yeah, therapy is definitely working, but to overdo anything might not be a good idea. Same with diet. When you've eaten yourself to the higher realms, when you be like, oh, now I figured out this diet and it makes me feel like this, makes me feel like that. Like, I should focus more on the sport, on the martial arts. But on the other hand, I feel like I can give something into the ether through producing these videos. Zen. Zen. Sleeping? Sleep. And like, a dog is a great reflection. Because he's like, how you feel in the wolf pack, in the wolf family. Because I don't think there are any alpha wolves or alpha dogs. That's a misconception. Same with finance, and same with any good community, any good company is functioning. You might think it's functioning top down, but that's not what nature is. Nature is something way greater. Because we could talk about elephants, we can talk about tigers and rhinos, giraffes, bulls, gepards, leopards, wolves. But you think, like, this animal is standing on top of nature. I don't think. No, that's not how it functions. You're a product. You're a being in nature. And it's going inside out and outside in. Push pull. And then we have consciousness. We have a mirror. And certainly, yes, dogs need leadership. I have to learn that. But on the other hand, I think it's a relationship. It's a family. So, don't like, in humans, when your father and when your mother is turning old, normally the kids taking care of their parents. Because your parents were raising you up. You're the product of your parents. So you give back what you've learned from them. And then you could be like, ah, this father was a king. This father was a skull and bones, Jojo Jan. Yeah, I was watching with my father and his girlfriend a documentary about voodoo in Haiti. Not to say, like I stand above the cross and I can do whatever I like and I drink blood out of a skull and I burn and I mash down the bones and put them in circles and put alcohol on the bottom. Like we would like to have it a bit more civilized, in society, like Japanese order, we maybe talk about the German order and why so many different people from all over the world come to Germany and they get they get a German course, they get money from the state, and I think that's great. Makes it a bit more diverse and multicultural. But on the other hand, like what happened at the First World War and the Second World War, and the karma, so to say, that we have to deal with. Everything comes back. And like I named the live stream, you want to give people some power. You want to give them maybe some alternatives, Like, okay, you can maybe fast. You can see and figure out the limits of your alchemical system. But like to be all the time hyper, my dog, if I'm all the time hyper, that's not good for my dog because he feels that. And he's like, John, he's like, oh, seeing everything, like being hypersensual and feeling everything. It's not calming, you know. Which gets me into the athlete thing, and into Kundalini and field and track and maybe CrossFit and martial arts. And why do we do that? Because we would like to bring the power onto a certain point. That's what we do in sport, right? You're like, okay, you do this movement and your goal is to put your energy there. That's what you do in sport. As sport, the sport for the Kundalini snake. And you can play any sport that you do. And this is also what Zen said. Like people go and do yoga for a certain amount of time. But what people miss actually is when you have done your yoga routine, then actually the yoga really starts. Because yoga is like you do yoga all the time. because you're doing it in your mind, spirit, soul. Right? But to get there, you do your routine. That's what we do. And you know, in the industry, people like to watch sports, you know. Hey, Sky Skinner. Hello, John Dog. Yeah. You know, people like to watch sports. Zen Dog, okay. Yeah, he's just chilling in front of his box. And what actually, oh, there he is, very good, man. Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk. Sky Skinner. You know what I learned was that you never go anywhere. You don't move. And that's pretty hard for all these athletes who are chasing like track and field, CrossFit, barbell, toys, kettlebells, swinging around anything, and throwing around weights, which is cool, you know. Like it's, I mean, I like sexy, muscular bodies, also in females. Staying still while in the midst of full speed. This is amazing. Yeah, exactly. Like for example, I was doing hill sprints. I was saying, you see, you know, I was doing hill sprints, and I'm going to do that also with my Zen dog. He will probably love it when he's growing a little bit older. He has a bit more strength in his tendons and in his bones. But you know, like from my point of view, I think it's great what we've developed in the fitness industry and the sport industry. How people are getting fitter, how people are getting, you know, like taking more care about their body. But then we get into, you know, like how does it actually help you in everyday life? Like, okay, cool, you can lift a certain amount of whatever in a deadlift. But how can you transfer that into your everyday life? And this is also what people write onto their sheets and onto their whiteboards, chalkboards, like a program, you know. We have this workout of the day. It's cool, you know. I think it's great. And like I said, you know, like they call it a tendency or a fetish. But I like muscular female bodies. I like fit women. I think that's sexy. But if you really start to focus on that, like are people actually putting their energy that they have in their root into their head and starting to work with that capacity mentally? Man, Skyscanner, man, it's great Zen practice for sure. the more you do it, the more master you become in it, law. You can like drive as fast as you like and look at and have laser-like vision, even going like 60 mph. Chalkboards and programming, you're hilarious. The ego mind wanting to set stuff in stone. True. This is so spontaneous, man. I never once in my life looked at female muscle before, but I did today and got turned on. Now you talk about it, about the subject. Sink. Yeah, we have so many different systems in our body, you know. Yeah, 33. But you can, people then get obsessed with the muscle. But what about your bone structure? What about your tendons? What about your nervous system? How about your lymphatic system? How about your organs? Yeah. Yeah. Like, cool, you can pull a car, you can lift up a car, you lift up a certain stone. I mean, that's cool, right? But like, have you cultivated your energy into society? Does it benefit, or do you still play games? Yeah. Bodybuilding and Shivan go hard. Yeah. Like, why don't we have some? Let's talk about UFC fighters. Let's talk about like the greatest athletes that we have in the Olympic Games or in the games, or in the CrossFit Games or in the strongman. And let's put them in the cage and control them. Yeah. Like, why don't we have some? Like, I think they're definitely better sportsmen than me. Definitely stronger athletes and quicker ones. But if we talk about the mind, like, why don't talk more athletes about Shivambu? It would benefit them, of course. Makes them stronger. Not to speak about the spiritual benefits of it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of high class athletes do urine therapy, but they are too ashamed to talk about it because like they like, oh, it makes me gross. What was the word? And people are afraid to lose their contracts or anything. Always be someone bigger and stronger physically. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a taboo. You know, like break the taboos, you know? And for many athletes, you know, I think it's a sexual thing. Deep in the mind, it's a sexual thing. For many, you know, like for most in the fitness industry, they do it to appear nice and good and be like, oh, I have this body and I look so good. And people get obsessed with that. And like I said, you know, I think it would make anybody greater if they would start to drink their urine, make them more intelligent, better performing, more powerful. Yeah, it's a shortcut to freedom. That's true. You know, like that's it. Freedom fighters. Yeah, so I might listen to some nice music and then go to bed. Go to therapy tomorrow. Go to work. Been doing it for years, guys. Must be flying in the sky by now. I can't recommend enough. Nice one, man. Cheers. Yeah, everybody. So Skyscanner and the Skull and Bones. Great to be with you. So have a beautiful evening, and we talk soon. All the best from Zen Roddy, and we talk in the future. As always. Bye bye, everybody.